My entitled neighbor Karen built a 6-foot privacy fence 3 feet onto my property line because she needed more room for her dogs, so I waited until her family barbecue to cut it down with a chainsaw right in front of her guests. I live in a rural area where property lines are serious business. I have 5 acres, and my neighbor Karen has 2. Karen is the type of woman who measures her grass with a ruler and calls the cops if a bird chirps too loud. Last month I came home and saw a construction crew digging post holes in my yard. I walked over and asked what they were doing. The foreman said, "The lady next door hired us to build a fence." I pulled out my phone, opened the county survey map, and showed him exactly where the line was. They were 3 feet onto my land. I told him to stop. Karen comes running out of her house screaming, "Do not talk to my contractors. My dogs need more space to run, and you aren't using that grass anyway. It is just 3 feet. Stop being selfish." I told her, "Karen, if you build that fence on my land, I will remove it." She laughed and said, "Possession is 9/10 of the law, honey. Once it is up, it is mine." She forced the crew to finish it. I didn't argue. I went to the courthouse the next day. I paid for an official surveyor to come out and stake the line. He confirmed it. She stole 300 square feet of my land. I sent her a certified letter demanding she move it. She tore it up and threw it in my mailbox. So I waited for the perfect moment. 2 weeks later, it was the 4th of July. Karen was hosting a massive barbecue. She had 20 people in her backyard right next to the new fence. They were eating burgers, drinking beer, enjoying her new yard. At 1 p.m., I walked out of my garage with my gas-powered steel chainsaw. I walked right up to the property line. The guests went silent. Karen looked over, holding a hot dog, and turned pale. I pulled the cord. The chainsaw roared to life. I looked her in the eye and yelled, "Happy 4th of July, Karen!" I cut through the first post. The wood splintered loud. The fence panel collapsed onto her potato salad table. Her guests started screaming and running. I walked down the line. Cut, crash, cut, crash. It took me 10 minutes to level the entire fence. Karen was sobbing on the ground, calling the police. When the cops showed up, I showed them the survey stakes. The officer looked at the cut fence, looked at Karen, and said, "Ma'am, he can cut whatever he wants on his property. You are lucky he isn't suing you for the cost of debris removal." She didn't have another barbecue for 3 years, and I enjoyed the best fireworks show of my life that night, watching her clean up the mess.